Astonishment, sorrow, and deep regret are the emotions that wash over me. After researching and learning about more than 100 Black celebrities associated with the ravages of time and the hidden corners behind the spotlight. Hello everyone, we are our Memory Vault, and this is the video 21 most beautiful Black actresses who are unrecognizable today. They look so sad. This greatly impacts how we view the price of fame, and it might just leave you shocked. This video is perfectly suited to play while you are resting, enjoying a meal with your family, or doing chores around the house. All the information in this video has been carefully researched and gathered by us from multiple sources. If there are any oversights, please leave a comment below to help our channel continue to grow. Please follow the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on our earliest videos. Now, let us step right into the stories of our first figures. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. The angelic voice, once dubbed The Voice, is one of the greatest icons of beauty and talent that the world music industry has ever witnessed. At her absolute peak, Whitney's beauty did not merely lie in her delicate facial features or her smile as radiant as the sun, but also emanated from the haughty, confident aura of a stage queen. Every time she appeared, she made millions of hearts flutter with the perfect combination of glamorous beauty and a powerful voice. To the public, Whitney was the model of perfection, a Black woman who broke all barriers to step to the pinnacle of fame, bringing with her positive energy and the purest beauty. However, that flawless picture was gradually blackened by the dark corners of her personal life. When entangled in toxic marriages and the temptation of addictive substances, Whitney pushed herself into a tragic downward spiral with no way out. The devastation of a lack of control in her lifestyle left clear marks on her face and body. From a glamorous goddess, fans in her final years had to heartbreakingly witness a frail, haggard Whitney with lost eyes and a smile that once lit up grand stages, now becoming forced and faded. That unrecognizable physical transformation was not just the mark of time, but the cruel consequence of physical and mental pains that drained the vitality of a legend. Through the contemplative lens of our Memory Vault, the fading beauty of Whitney Houston brings a bitter lesson about the value of self-mastery in life. We assert that no matter how brilliant beauty is, it will quickly wither if it is not nurtured by a peaceful soul and a disciplined lifestyle. For our esteemed audience who have passed middle-age, Whitney's story is a profound reminder to protect your own physical and mental health. The channel's perspective is very clear. No halo or fame can compensate for the devastation of wrong choices. Learn to appreciate yourself and stay away from toxic relationships, because inner peace is the most precious cosmetic that helps a person preserve their beauty and dignity when facing the storms of life. Nichelle Nichols. Nichelle Nichols. The woman who made television history with her role as Lieutenant Uhura in the Star Trek series was once one of the pioneering beauties who redefined aesthetic standards in the cinematic capital of Hollywood. Possessing sharp, elegant beauty, along with bright, radiant eyes, Nichelle captivated audiences not only with her looks, but also with her rare intellect and poised demeanor. She was a symbol of resilience, a Black actress who dared to break the strictest racial barriers to inspire millions of women globally. Nichelle's beauty in her youthful years was a wonderful harmony between physical attractiveness and inner strength, creating a timeless magnetism, an artistic monument that everyone had to look up to with deep reverence. Yet the unforgiving laws of time, life, and death spare no one, not even the greatest icons. Entering her twilight years, Nichelle Nichols' once radiant beauty was heavily ravaged by dementia and bitter family legal battles surrounding her conservatorship. Audiences could not help but feel a pang of sorrow seeing the image of a woman who once strongly soared into space, now becoming fragile and emaciated, with melancholic eyes and wrinkles etched with deep worries. The vicious disease not only robbed her of her sharp memory, but also faded her proud aura. The image of Nichelle in her final years made it impossible for people to recognize the fiery Uhura of the past, presenting instead a harsh truth about the fragility of human life in the face of aging and illness. From the transformation of Nichelle Nichols. Our memory vault perceives an incredibly profound human lesson about the impermanence of life. We believe that old age and illness are unavoidable for anyone, but how we face them is what truly merits reflection. For audiences over 45, this is a practical reminder to cherish every lucid and healthy moment beside our loved ones. The channel's perspective emphasizes when beauty fades and memories blur, the only thing left to protect us is family affection. The legal disputes that broke out at the end of her life are a heartbreaking tragedy, reminding us to prepare well for our old age, both materially and spiritually, so that our twilight years do not sink into loneliness and sorrow. The devastation of illness on the legend Nichelle Nichols is truly heartbreaking, but the melancholic and edgy physical transformation of Jada Pinkett Smith right up next will surely startle you. Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith was once one of the most explosive and personality-driven beauties of Hollywood in the 1990s. With her sharp, edgy beauty, energy-filled eyes, and a radiant smile, she always stood out in the crowd due to her strong and wild aura. From fiery on-screen roles to her strides on the red carpet, Jada always knew how to ignite every gaze with an unmistakable allure. She was the model of a modern, independent, and highly confident woman. Jada's beauty at that time was not just visually magnetic, but also represented the intense vitality of a generation of talented young actors always yearning to assert themselves in an entertainment industry full of competition and incredibly strict rules. Yet as time passed along with continuous upheavals in her personal life, Jada's appearance changed to the point of being hard to recognize. Having to battle alopecia stripped away the hair that was once her pride, forcing her to embrace a shaved head. Not only that the psychological pressures from a stormy marriage, media scandals, and prolonged stress have etched onto her face signs of fatigue, frailty, and an extreme hardness. No longer bearing a fresh, youthful smile, Jada often appears with a cold gaze, harboring much deep-seated melancholy. Her exterior now reflects the devastation of mental pressures, a testament showing that the exhaustion of the soul can completely alter a person's visage. Reflecting on the transformation of Jada Pinkett Smith. Our memory vault considers this a prime example of the intimate connection between mental health and physical appearance. We assert that taking on too much drama and allowing oneself to be swept into toxic relationships is the fastest poison to destroy beauty. For our esteemed middle-aged audience, this story is a costly lesson on the art of letting go. The channel's viewpoint is very clear. Instead of bracing ourselves to fight against the world or trying to maintain a perfect facade, we should learn to free ourselves from unnecessary pressures. A peaceful mind will bring a radiant face. Do not let sorrow and stubbornness in relationships turn you into a barren and unfamiliar version even to yourself. Grace Jones. Grace Jones, the queen of the avant-garde and an unmistakably androgynous beauty icon, once created cultural earthquakes in the global fashion and art worlds. Possessing a perfectly sculpted facial bone structure, razor-sharp eyes, and a regal, authoritative demeanor, she was not just a model or singer, but a living piece of art. Grace Jones's beauty is a synthesis of strength, edginess, and a wild aura, breaking all traditional norms of femininity. During her peak, every photograph, every performance of hers was a manifesto of freedom, making the world bow in admiration before a black woman who dared to turn her differences into the ultimate weapon to conquer the pinnacle of fame. However, when the frantic pace of youth gradually passed, the natural aging process, combined with an intense and highly instinctive artist's lifestyle, left indelible marks on her appearance. Despite still trying to maintain her eccentric fashion style and cold, sharp aura, Grace Jones's face is now etched with the deep grooves of time. The once taut, glowing skin has been replaced by the sagging and wrinkles of her twilight years. This dizzying change leaves many fans astounded, as they once believed her sculpted beauty could defeat even time itself. Her current image is a stark contrast to her brilliant past, authentically reflecting the price of a life lived entirely for art, without regard for biological limits. Through the contemplative lens of our memory vault, Grace Jones's story offers a realistic view of acceptance in life. We believe that no magic can stop the march of time, no matter how great and unique you once were. For audiences who have passed the age of 45, this is a profound lesson on how to face aging. Our viewpoint emphasizes, learn to love your current version instead of desperately clinging to the halos of the past. Accepting wrinkles and sagging skin is not a surrender, but a testament to maturity. A life fully lived, freely dedicated like Grace Jones's ensures that even if beauty fades, the aura of confidence will always be the most brilliant jewelry in the sunset years of human life. Phylicia Rashad. Phylicia Rashad. The actress, once hailed as America's mother through her classic role as Claire Huxtable, has long etched into the audience's mind the image of a black woman bearing a profound, aristocratic, and highly intellectual beauty. Phylicia's beauty in her youth was not dazzlingly bright like the sun, but gentle, warm, and elegant like a cool stream. The combination of her kind smile, delicate eyes, and demure demeanor helped her become the standard symbol of a successful family woman. She brought audiences a sense of safety, a beauty radiating from calmness and a profound foundation of knowledge, making anyone who looked at her feel deep respect and admiration for a perfect female role model. But time always has its own logic. Now, having crossed the threshold into her twilight years, Phylicia Rashad's exterior has undergone major changes that make many who once loved her feel a pang of sadness. Natural aging, resonating with the horrific pressures and controversies from speaking out to defend the highly debated legacy of her longtime co-star, has left her face heavy with worries. The radiant, relaxed smile of the past has now often given way to a pensive, tired expression and wrinkles laden with heavy psychological burdens. Her body no longer retains its slender, graceful form, but instead bears the heavy marks of age. This transformation is not simply due to old age, but is also the consequence of having to brace herself against the storms of public backlash during years when she should have been resting. Looking at the change in Phylicia Rashad, our memory vault perceives a bitter lesson about the weight of choices and loyalty. We assert that sometimes standing up to protect the values or people we believed in during the past inadvertently becomes a burden that erodes our health and beauty in the present. For middle-aged audiences, this story is a reminder to protect your peace. Our perspective emphasizes, when the mind is at peace, one's countenance will naturally become gentle, helping us pass through our sunset days in the lightest and most serene way possible. The marks of fatigue etched on Phylicia Rashad's face have left much regret, but the life-or-death battle that ravaged the fiery beauty of the female warrior, Pam Grier, right up next, will truly make your heart ache. Pam Grier. Pam Grier. The uncrowned queen of 1970s action films and a great pop culture icon, was once the dream of millions of audiences worldwide. Possessing a fiery figure, healthy crisp brown skin, and razor-sharp authoritative eyes, she completely redefined the concept of glamour on the big screen, not bearing a fragile beauty or a need for protection. Pam Grier's looks exuded primal strength, towering confidence, and the aura of a true warrior. Every step, every raised eyebrow of hers carried a mesmerizing magnetism, turning her into an invincible goddess. That beauty was not only the pride of the Black community, but also an endless source of inspiration for the feminist movement, affirming the absolute strength and independence of women in a society full of prejudice. However, as the wheel of time relentlessly rolled forward, resonating with brutal health events, the countenance of the former female warrior underwent changes to the point of being hard to recognize. A life-or-death battle with vicious cancer in the late 80s left indelible scars on both her body and spirit. The harsh treatment process and the side effects of medications caused her once fiery body to become heavy and bulky. Her once sharp, proud face is now etched with the wrinkles of hardship. Her eyes can no longer hold that wild spark, but instead show the quietness and fatigue of someone who has experienced far too much trauma. Looking at Pam Grier today, one feels sorrow for a brilliant golden era when unparalleled beauty was eroded by the harshest challenges of life. From Pam Grier's story, our memory vault draws a profound reflection on the nature of survival and the price of time. We believe that physical beauty, no matter how brilliant, is merely a temporary shell, easily destroyed by illness and the passing years. For audiences who have passed the age of 45, this is an expensive lesson on appreciating health. The channel's viewpoint is very clear. Do not overly regret the flawless lines of your youth, because wrinkles or changes in your figure are the metals for your resilient fight for life. Pam Grier may no longer be the sex symbol she once was, but she is a symbol of intense vitality. Learn to love your body, even if it is covered in scars, because being able to resiliently live on after the storms is already the greatest beauty that no aesthetic standard can measure. Vivica A. Fox. Vivica A. Fox was once one of the most brilliant and captivating beauty icons of Hollywood in the 90s and early 2000s. With a radiant, sunny smile, sparkling large round eyes, and facial features perfect in every detail, she was always the center of attention whenever she appeared. Vivica's beauty was a wonderful blend of the deep, sweet charm of a traditional woman and the sharp, modern edge of an urban star. She easily transformed into all types of roles, from gentle girls next door to sharp, powerful women, leaving an unforgettable visual mark wherever she went. To millions of fans, she was the embodiment of flawless beauty, brimming with vitality and without any blemish. But then, under the invisible and cruel pressure of the cinematic capital, a place that always worships youth and is incredibly harsh on aging, Vivica made choices that completely altered her beauty's trajectory. The fear of wrinkles and the sagging of time pushed her onto the path of abusing plastic surgery and cosmetic interventions. The desperate attempts to hold on to youth with Botox and fillers backfired bitterly. Her once natural, elegant face gradually became stiff, swollen, and lacked flexibility in every expression. The smile that once captivated hearts became forced. Her eyes lost their inherent naturalness. From a universally loved beauty, Vivica now leaves audiences astounded and sorrowful upon recognizing a completely foreign appearance, a sad testament to losing oneself in the battle against the laws of nature. Through the analytical lens of our memory vault, Vivica A. Fox's surgical tragedy brings a highly sorrowful indictment of the pressure to maintain artificial beauty in modern society. We assert that rejecting aging and attempting to brutally intervene with the body only brings catastrophic consequences, both aesthetically and psychologically. For our esteemed middle-aged audience, this is an incredibly practical cautionary tale about loving oneself. The channel's perspective emphasizes the allure of a mature woman lies in the confidence, wisdom, and grace of her life experience, not in a wrinkle-free but soulless skin. Do not turn your face into a rigid mask just to please the gazes of others. Learn to age elegantly, for losing the natural features bestowed by one's parents is the saddest fading of beauty of all. Diahann Carroll. Diahann Carroll, the exquisite beauty and great symbolic figure of American television, was the pioneer woman who shattered stereotypes about the role of Black people on the small screen. With her historic role in the series Julia and later Dynasty, she personally dismantled cruel prejudices, presenting the image of a highly elegant, intellectual, independent Black woman donning the most glamorous outfits. On the red carpet, as well as before the media's flashing lights, Diahann always exuded the aura of an undethronable queen, an arrogant smile challenging all barriers. Global audiences were mesmerized by her timeless beauty and sharpness, certain that a lady possessing such stunning beauty and a massive fortune surely always mastered all romantic games and lived a life overflowing with fulfilling joy. Yet behind that flawless makeup and radiant authoritative smile was a heart carrying many bleeding scars due to the impermanent fractures of love. The most agonizing tragedy in her life was the sudden and highly catastrophic passing of her third husband, Robert DeLeon, in a tragic car accident in 1977. Although she had gone through many romances, the sudden loss of a life partner when love was at its ripest dealt a devastating blow to the soul of the female star. She had to personally bury the core-piercing pain to continue putting on a strong, glamorous shell before the public. In the following years, Even though she tried to find new happiness, the ghost of that sudden separation was always present. When she entered her twilight years and had to fight cancer alone, the stillness of her lavish mansion only highlighted the loneliness of a rose with no haven. Through the analytical perspective of our memory vault, the floating life behind Diane Carroll's halo brings an incredibly costly reflection on the shell of perfection. We assert that glamorous luxury, no matter how brilliant, is just a camouflage armor for a soul full of traumas due to separation by life and death. For the mature generation, her story teaches a poignant truth. Peak fame has never been a medicine capable of reviving a heart that was once shattered from losing a loved one. The fact that she had to brace herself to be strong for decades teaches humanity to feel compassion for tears flowing inward. Her passing in 2019 not only closed a cinematic legend, but was also the calm letting go of a woman who was tired of having to appear perfect amidst the impermanent earthly realm. Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson, a great pillar of American cinema and an exemplary symbol of Black feminist strength, dedicated over 6 full decades to art. With 3 Emmy Awards, an honorary Oscar, and countless other great glories, she personally created models of Black women full of pride, intellect, and who never submitted to adversity. Even stepping into her 80s or 90s, Cicely always appeared before the public with a highly majestic demeanor, exquisitely tailored, glamorous outfits, and sharp, perceptive eyes. She was the embodiment of longevity, a monument that seemingly had the ability to challenge both time and the laws of life and death. Audiences and colleagues always admired the abundant energy, lucidity, and ceaseless working pace of a great figure dedicatedly contributing until her twilight years. However, to maintain that inviolable, majestic image, Cicely Tyson had to use extraordinary willpower to hide the illnesses of old age and physical decline in her final years. She silently endured extreme joint and bone pain, chronic diseases devastating her from the inside, yet absolutely never once complained or showed weakness to the outside. The self-respect of a great woman did not allow her to become a pitiable patient in the eyes of the public or the media. Even more astonishingly and movingly, although her health was depleted, she still gathered her final breaths to complete her lifetime memoir just days before passing away. That silent concealment of illness was not stubbornness, but a great effort to protect her dignity, keeping her legacy forever a symbol of indomitability. Looking at the silent battling years of Cicely Tyson, audiences taking steps on the downward slope of life will draw a highly philosophical reflection on how to face birth, aging, illness, and death. Her story teaches us that aging and carrying the seeds of illness is something no living being can avoid, but we absolutely have the right to choose the attitude with which to live with it. To the mature generation, her aura is a teaching lesson on ultimate pride. Never let illness define or break who you are, and work and dedicate yourself until you can no longer take a step. The life of Cicely Tyson is a beautiful epic reminding us that the peak of greatness is the right to decide how one departs this earthly realm in absolute dignity and pride. Sanaa Lathan. Sanaa Lathan. The nation's first love of American cinema in the early 2000s once melted the hearts of countless audiences with her sweet, pure, and incredibly natural beauty. Without the need for elaborate makeup or revealing outfits, Sanaa's beauty shone from her charming, dimpled smile, warm brown eyes, and a youthful freshness brimming with vitality. She represented the perfect girl-next-door model, an approachable, pure, yet equally seductive beauty. Every time she appeared on screen, Sanaa brought a refreshing breeze, a positive energy that made people feel in love with life and believe in good things. Her beauty during that brilliant youthful phase became the standard of adorableness, a symbol of youth full of ambition and the purest romantic vibrations. However, upon crossing the downward slope of youth, the natural changes of the body, coupled with the harsh demands of her profession, significantly altered the appearance of the girl from yesteryear. Shaving her head for a role along with the slowing of her metabolism due to age meant Sanaa could no longer maintain her slender figure and delicate features as before. She gained noticeable weight. Her face became rounder and signs of aging appeared that could not be hidden. Sadly, the cruel media and public scrutiny regarding this change created invisible psychological pressures, causing her smile to sometimes become forced and laden with hard-to-name sorrows. The transformation from a youthful icon into a middle-aged woman with a heavier physique left many audiences astounded, sometimes dropping shallow comments that hurt the artist's self-esteem. Reflecting on Sanaa Lathan's journey through the storm, those who have tasted enough of life's flavors will draw an incredibly profound teaching on empathy. Although she luckily survived and rose up strongly, the invisible pains she had to endure teach us a truth. Childhood is a sacred and inviolable stage. For parents, her story is a stern warning never to use personal expectations to force children to mature before their time. Protect the childhoods of children at all costs, because psychological traumas in childhood can become deep scars that follow a person for the rest of their life, even if they stand at the glorious peak of fame. Layla Rochon. The sensational beauty of the movie Waiting to Exhale was once one of the most desired beauty icons in Hollywood in the 90s. Possessing a hot hourglass figure, smooth honey skin, and a brilliantly radiant smile, she easily conquered the hearts of all audiences from the very first glance. Layla's beauty at that time was a perfect blend of seduction, sweetness, and an incredibly captivating, elegant aura. She represented the model of a modern, independent, and vibrant black woman. Every time she appeared on the red carpet, Layla always attracted all media lenses, becoming the center of admiration and the benchmark for the trendiest beauty standards. Her beauty was not only a gift from creation, but also a sharp weapon helping her rise to the peak of fame in a highly harsh entertainment industry. However, when the brilliance of youth faded, health events and hormonal changes heavily ravaged the figure and appearance of the beauty from yesteryear. Uncontrollable weight gain caused her previously slender body to disappear, replaced by a heavy, bulky exterior that left many fans astounded. Sadly, instead of receiving empathy, Layla became the victim of cruel mockery and body shaming on social media. The horrific public pressure plunged her into a state of insecurity, forcing her to lock her personal accounts and live a more reclusive life. The rare photos captured by paparazzi today often show a Layla with a sad face, evasive eyes, and fatigue clearly etched into every feature. Her current appearance is a sorrowful testament showing that natural physiological changes can become a harsh sentence that public opinion imposes on an artist. Through the contemplative lens of our memory vault, the tragedy of the fading beauty of Layla Rochon brings a highly poignant reflection on the price of perfection. We assert that glamorous luxury, no matter how brilliant, is just a camouflage armor for a soul full of traumas due to separation by life and death. For the mature generation, her story teaches a profound truth. Peak fame has never been a medicine capable of reviving a heart that was once shattered from losing a loved one. The fact that she had to brace herself to be strong for decades teaches humanity to feel compassion for tears flowing inward. Her passing later not only closed a cinematic legend, but was also the calm letting go of a woman who was tired of having to appear perfect amidst the impermanent earthly realm. Lark Voorhees, the television sweetheart of the past and the brilliant youth of millions of audiences through the classic school series Saved by the Bell, is a piece of memory that can never fade. With a smile as radiant as the sun, alert large round eyes, and an incredibly natural acting energy, the girl Lark back then easily conquered the hearts of all classes of audiences. Throughout her childhood years, she was praised by the media as a rare phenomenon, an invaluable treasure bringing massive revenues for television giants. Audiences at the time always viewed her with ultimate affection, certain that with such innate talent and absolute charm, Hollywood's door to glory would forever remain wide open to welcome her stepping onto more brilliant peaks in the artistic journey of a grown woman. Yet when the stage lights of her youth gradually dimmed, the dark corners of mental illnesses gradually swallowed the light of this promising star. Battling bipolar disorder and severe mental instability completely altered Lark's appearance and demeanor. Audiences were shocked to witness interview videos where she appeared with sluggish, empty eyes, disoriented answers, and inexplicably heavy, clumsy makeup. Her body also became emaciated, her face haggard and pale, completely losing the radiant smile of the past. Lark's current exterior reflects not just aging, but is a heartbreaking picture of the horrific devastation of mental illness from within, turning a once radiant girl into a melancholic ghost lost in the real world. Looking at the tragic change of Lark Voorhees, our memory vault draws an incredibly profound reflection on the importance of mental health, an aspect often forgotten behind the glamour of fame. We assert that physical beauty becomes meaningless if the soul inside is screaming in pain and impasse. For middle-aged audiences who have tasted many ups and downs, Lark's story is a practical reminder to care for the mental life of oneself and one's loved ones. The channel's perspective is, mental illness is not something to be ashamed of, but a battle that requires tolerance and support from the community. Instead of judging bizarre behaviors through outward appearances, we need to learn to offer empathy. A healthy, peaceful mind is the true source of a bright countenance, and that is the most precious asset we must strive to protect throughout this life. Shari Headley, the gorgeous Princess Lisa McDowell in the cinematic blockbuster Coming to America, once left the whole world mesmerized by a flawless, deeply regal beauty. Shari's beauty in the 80s was the crystallization of elegant features, flawless smooth skin, gentle eyes, and a demure aristocratic smile. She carried a naturally noble aura, exuding a magnetism that overshadowed everything around her without needing to be ostentatious. That beauty was not merely visually striking, but also represented the image of a highly self-respecting, intelligent black woman with profound inner depth. Shari Headley's elegance became a classic symbol of the silver screen, a standard of beauty that even today, many generations of audiences continue to praise and remember with absolute admiration. However, as the wheel of time turned, even though Shari Headley still tried to maintain her neatness, the traces of age and the fading of her halo cast a veil of melancholic regret over her appearance. The pressure of being forever typecast in a single role and the harsh elimination of the Hollywood cinematic capital caused her artistic path to gradually fade into oblivion. Looking at her current images, audiences cannot help but be astounded to realize the radiant princess of yesteryear has now been eroded by time. Wrinkles of aging have appeared on her face, and the eyes that once shone brightly with faith now often carry the faint sadness of a forgotten artist. This change does not stem from shocking personal tragedies, but from the stillness and loneliness of a star when the stage lights have dimmed, leaving a countenance tinged with the past foreign to the brilliant memories held in the public's heart. Through the contemplative lens of our memory vault, Shari Headley's story brings a gentle yet profound lesson about the finiteness of glory and beauty. We assert that the inability to overcome one's own massive shadow in the past can become a psychological burden that fades the freshness of the present. For audiences over 45, this is a profound reminder to learn how to let go of old halos. The channel's perspective affirms, do not let your happiness and self-worth be trapped in some peak period of the past. Everyone must grow old, and wrinkles are proof that we have lived. Seek joy and peace in the simple things of the present. For a soul that knows how to accept change and is content with a simple life is the light that helps a person always remain beautifully proud in every stage of life. Countess Vaughn. Countess Vaughn, the talented child star and soul of the hit television series Moesha, as well as the Parkers, once left a deep mark in the audience's hearts with an incredibly adorable, charming, and energy-filled beauty. Not possessing sharp features or a standard supermodel figure, Countess's appeal came from her cute, chubby face, radiant smile, and eyes that always sparkled with mischief. She represented the model of simple, friendly, and approachable young girls, bringing laughter and comfort to anyone who watched her on screen. Countess's beauty at the time was proof that charm, a sense of humor, and a confident aura could absolutely create a unique beauty, shining brilliantly and winning boundless love from millions of audiences all over the world. However, the desire to change herself to fit the harsh beauty standards of the entertainment industry pushed Countess into a series of physical tragedies. The abuse of lace-front wigs with glue continuously over many years led to severe scalp infections, causing permanent hair loss and leaving terrifying scars. Along with this, her battle with vitiligo, which causes loss of skin pigment, sudden weight fluctuations, and unsuccessful cosmetic surgery interventions completely altered her face. Audiences today are stunned to see a frail countess with a swollen, deformed face, always having to use heavy layers of makeup to hide her scars. Behind that forced gaze is a deep sadness and ultimate sorrow for a beauty ravaged by wrong decisions in the pursuit of artificial perfection. From the physical tragedies of Countess Vaughn, our memory vault views this as a stern warning about the deadly traps of unsafe beauty technology. We believe that risking one's health to chase aesthetic trends is the most cruel self-destruction of the body bestowed by our parents. For middle-aged audiences, those who have enough maturity, this story is a costly lesson on loving one's original self. Our channel's viewpoint is, health is the foundation of all beauty. Do not, because of judgments or illusory standards on social media, introduce toxic chemicals or risky surgical interventions into your body. Appreciating natural beauty, even with flaws, is 1,000 times safer and more sustainable than gambling your life and appearance on endless modifications. Maya Campbell. The once brilliant star of the show In the House was one of the young actresses possessing the most breathtaking beauty in Hollywood in the 90s. She carried a flawless beauty with large, melancholic round eyes, a delicate nose bridge, seductive lips, and bouncy, highly feminine hair. Maya's beauty did not just stop at attracting gazes. It exuded a haughty, fragile aura that made anyone want to protect her. The combination of angelic looks and innate acting talent quickly helped her become a teen idol, a bright star, warmly sought after by directors. At that time, all doors to glory were wide open before Maya's eyes, and audiences firmly believed she would become one of the next great beauty legends of the new cinematic era. However, the invisible pressures from fame arriving too early, along with the shock of losing loved ones, pushed Maya into a dark abyss with no way out. The cruel combination of untreated bipolar disorder and a severe substance dependency horribly devastated her beauty. From a glamorous angel, Maya now appears in leaked videos on social media as a homeless, frail woman with a skeletal body, missing teeth, and completely out-of-control behavior. The face that once captivated so many is now haggard and deformed. Her eyes have lost the light of life, leaving only the bewilderment and panic of a soul being tormented. The transformation from a screen goddess into a lingering shadow on the streets is one of the most heartbreaking tragedies, making anyone who witnesses it shed tears for a human life that has been completely destroyed. Facing the ultimate tragedy of Maya Campbell, our memory vault offers a deeply sorrowful reflection on the fragility of human fate before cruel temptations. We assert that addictive substances and mental illnesses are demons that can swallow all talent, beauty, and wealth in the blink of an eye. For audiences over 45 who always value the peace of their families, this is a bloody lesson on vigilance and educating children. The channel's viewpoint is incredibly strong. Never compromise with addictive substances, not even once. Maya's downfall is a warning that when lucidity is lost, a person will lose all dignity and physical form. Instead of mocking, let us look at this story with compassion to remind ourselves and others to cherish health and maintain a clean lifestyle, because that is the most solid fortress to protect a life from tragic abysses. Lisa Nicole Carson. The fiery beauty who once took the American small screen by storm through 2 television blockbusters, Ally McBeal in ER, was one of the most desired beauties in the late 90s. Different from the skin and bones beauty trending at the time, Lisa possessed a full hourglass figure, brimming with vitality and an incredibly seductive glossy brown skin. The most attractive feature on her face was her broad, radiant smile, bright white teeth, and large round eyes that always exuded mischief and confidence. She represented the model of a modern black woman, smart, independent, daring, and never hesitant to express her own sex appeal. Every frame featuring Lisa lit up with passionate energy, a natural, wild magnetism that made it impossible for audiences to take their eyes off her, even for a second. Yet right at the peak of her glory, a dark cloud named mental illness struck and completely devastated the life and beauty of this talented siren. The onset of bipolar disorder and schizophrenia turned Lisa from a brilliant star into a woman out of control. Having to use high-dose sedatives for an extended period to maintain sanity left horrific side effects on her body. Layla gained weight uncontrollably. Her once slender figure became bulky and heavy. The alert, sharp eyes that once captivated so many became dull, lost, and bewildered. The rare images of her captured by the media show a frail, unkempt woman who has completely lost the proud aura of the past. This dizzying change leaves fans heartbroken, regretting that a flower at its most brilliant bloom was mercilessly crushed by an invisible disease. Through the calm, analytical lens of our memory vault, the fading of Lisa Nicole Carson is a profound alarm bell about the destructive power of mental illnesses. We assert that people easily empathize with physical pain, but are often too harsh and lack tolerance for internal nervous system injuries. For middle-aged audiences, this is an expensive lesson in humanity. Our channel's viewpoint is extremely clear. The weight gain or unkemptness of a person struggling with mental illness is not self-indulgence. It is the far too expensive price they must pay to fight for their life and sanity. Instead of criticizing a decline in appearance, we need to open our arms in understanding. Lisa may no longer be a Hollywood sex symbol, but her resilience in trying to survive the storms in her mind is a beauty worthy of being cherished and honored more than ever. Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy, one of the first black women to be crowned in major beauty pageants and a pioneering female sports broadcaster on American television, once broke countless strict prejudices with her very own beauty and intellect. In the 70s, Jane's beauty was praised as a perfect blend of classical elegance and healthy, dynamic energy. Possessing an ideal height, a standard figure, flawless skin, and a face with golden proportions, she easily attracted every camera lens. Her friendly smile and warm voice blew a breath of fresh air into television programs that were inherently reserved only for men. Jane Kennedy was not just a beauty icon, but an inspiring monument proving that black women could absolutely conquer new heights with their absolute grace and professionalism. However, behind the image of a perfect woman always radiant on television broadcasts was a silent and incredibly painful battle with illness. Severe endometriosis and an unknown autoimmune disease silently ravaged her body for many years. Persistent physical pain, along with having to use hormone therapies, caused Jane's body to change dizzyingly. She gained weight uncontrollably, losing the slender figure that once made her name. The aging process combined with illness caused many wrinkles to appear on her face. Her eyes grew tired and could no longer maintain the radiant, delicate features of before. Her brilliant, youthful beauty was eroded by chronic diseases, forcing her to withdraw completely from the spotlight to focus on healing and caring for her small family, leaving endless regret for millions of fans. Reflecting on the life of Jane Kennedy, our Memory Vault recognizes a highly humane lesson about prioritizing core values in life. We believe that no fame or physical beauty can be traded for health and family peace. For audiences over 45, this is a vivid testament to the silent sacrifices of women. The channel's viewpoint emphasizes women's illnesses, such as endometriosis, are often not properly understood and empathized with by society. Jane's acceptance of letting her beauty fade and giving up an illustrious career in exchange for the chance to be a mother and sustain her life was an incredibly brave decision. Although her current appearance is no longer the same, the fulfillment in her soul and the love she holds for her family are the brightest light and enduring beauty that time can never erase. Lola Falana. Lola Falana. The female artist, dubbed the Queen of Las Vegas, was once the highest-paid female star in this entertainment capital thanks to her outstanding talent and a mesmerizing beauty. The combination of a powerful singing voice, masterful dance steps, and a fiery figure turned Lola into a magnet, attracting millions of audiences to grand stages. She possessed glossy brown skin, the perfect toned body of a professional dancer, and a sharp face bearing a wild, haughty beauty. Every time Lola stepped onto the stage in glamorous outfits, she exuded an absolute power, a queenly aura that made everyone look up to her. Lola's beauty at that time was not only the pride of the entertainment industry, but also a symbol of the most lavish, luxurious life in America. But then, fate dealt a fatal blow to the life of the queen when she was at her most brilliant peak. The vicious disease. Multiple sclerosis, MS, suddenly attacked, paralyzing the left side of her body, robbing her of a portion of her vision and permanently stripping away her ability to perform. From a highly proud dancer with fluid body movements, Lola now had to struggle with pain and physical exhaustion. The cruel disease not only destroyed her career, but also completely altered her appearance. The once seductive body became frail and gaunt. The haughty smile gave way to a haggard, prematurely aged look. She was forced to leave the glamorous lights of Las Vegas, giving up expensive outfits to stick to simple monastic robes, hiding a body so ravaged by illness that no one could recognize the illustrious superstar of yesteryear. From the tragedy of Lola Falana, our memory vault distills a highly profound philosophy about the fragility of material values and the rebirth of the soul. We assert that glory, wealth, or exquisite beauty are merely fleeting things which can be snatched away in the blink of an eye by birth, aging, illness, and death. For middle-aged audiences, Lola's journey is a reminder about spiritual anchors. The channel's viewpoint is very clear. Even though illness robbed her of her brilliant beauty, it opened for her a path of highly peaceful religious enlightenment. Her choice to dedicate the rest of her life to faith-seeking serenity in her soul rather than resenting fate is a greatness matched by few. Physical beauty may wither, but a soul that knows how to turn to goodness and finds freedom amidst the storms of illness is the most sacred and immortal beauty. Tamara Dobson. Tamara Dobson, the legendary actress who carved the immortal monument Cleopatra Jones in cinematic history, possessed an unprecedented beauty that Hollywood will probably never find a second time. With a record height of up to 6 feet 2 inches, she was recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as the tallest leading actress in the world at the time. Tamara bore an incredibly overwhelming beauty, a towering supermodel figure, endless long legs, an iconic afro hairstyle, and incredibly sharp, authoritative facial features. Unlike the delicate beauties of her time, Tamara's allure came from physical strength. Her masculinity, mixed with femininity, created an awe-inspiring, majestic aura. She was not only a fashion icon, but also the one who redefined the standard for the strength of black women on the big screen, a true heroine who struck fear into all forces. Yet there is an incredibly cruel truth that no matter how majestic and magnificent a body is, it cannot defeat the devastation of illness. Like Lola Falana, Tamara Dobson also became a victim of the incurable disease multiple sclerosis, MS. This vicious disease gradually eroded her nervous system, robbing her of mobility and permanently stripping away the physical strength that was once her greatest pride. From a swashbuckling action heroine, Tamara had to spend her final years bedridden in a healthcare facility. Her tall, toned body withered and became frail. Her proud face was deeply etched with marks of pain and extreme fatigue. Audiences cannot hold back tears thinking of how a glamorous warrior goddess had to pass away in complete exhaustion, retaining no trace of a brilliantly golden era. Through the contemplative lens of our memory vault, the death and fading of Tamara Dobson brings a choked-up feeling about human impotence before destiny. We believe there is nothing more agonizing than witnessing someone who once possessed extraordinary physical strength be stripped of their very freedom of movement. For audiences who have passed the age of 45, this story is a wake-up call to appreciate the things that seem the most obvious. Our viewpoint emphasizes, be grateful. Every morning you wake up, that you can still stand on your own 2 feet, can still breathe and walk normally. Our bodies are wonderful, but also incredibly fragile machines. Instead of being engrossed in pursuing vain external values, spend time caring for your health and living fully in every moment. Because once illness knocks on the door, all halos or exquisite beauty will vanish like bubbles. Teresa Graves, the great actress of historical symbolic significance and the first African-American honored to touch the prestigious Oscar Golden statue, used her entire life to write a brilliant chapter for the seventh art. With her classic era-transcending role in the masterpiece, Gone with the Wind, she personally broke down the most solid racial barrier walls at the Hollywood cinematic capital. On the silver screen as well as before the public's gaze, Hattie always appeared with a radiant, kind smile, a full figure bringing an incredibly warm feeling and a resilient demeanor, like an ancient tree providing shade. Audiences at the time always viewed her as a solid spiritual fortress, a powerful woman bravely confronting all strict barriers and seemingly immune to all worldly sorrows. Everyone was certain that a soul so great and strong must surely always be filled with the joy of victory. Yet behind the smile that brightened an entire era was a romantic path full of bleeding scratches and the unceasing pain of loss. Right from her youthful years, Hattie's heart shattered when her first husband and deepest love, George Langford, suddenly passed away due to severe illness just a short time after their marriage. That overly harsh separation by life and death created a desolate void in the soul of the female star, causing her to spend the rest of her life frantically searching for a replacement shoulder, but ultimately only receiving brokenness. Losing her true soulmate her final years sank into the coldness of a house devoid of the one she loved. When severe illness struck, the physical fading seemed not as terrifying as the ultimate loneliness of a soul with no peaceful haven to lean on. Through the contemplative lens of our memory vault, the life of Hattie McDaniel brings a highly agonizing lesson about the boundary between fame and personal happiness. We assert that no matter how great a woman is in society, when returning to 4 quiet walls without someone who understands her, she is also just a fragile soul, incredibly yearning to be comforted. For audiences who have passed into their twilight years, her tragedy is a sharp reminder about the core value of spousal bonds. The Oscar Golden statue, no matter how sparkling and authoritative, could not bring her warmth during long nights fighting illness. Her departure in stillness teaches humanity a profound truth. When the only anchor of love is stripped away, a life, no matter how majestic, will gradually wither and wear away with the flow of time. Closing the deeply sorrowful stories today, we understand even more deeply a truth. The halo of fame has never been able to fill the pain of rejection, and the tolerance of family is precisely the most peaceful haven in a human life. We respectfully wish you always have peaceful, warm moments overflowing with laughter beside your family dinner table. If these profound reflections today bring you meaningful philosophical values, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the latest videos from our memory vault. Goodbye, and see you again.